Hi, this is Kenyon from Little Giant Ladder Systems. Today we're going to talk about the fuel tank. The fuel tank will actually fit on a number of different multi-purpose or even the select step multi-function ladders that Little Giant makes. The fuel tank will hold up to 1 gallon of liquid. Now this could be soapy water to wash windows, it could be the paint for walls or ceilings, and you'll just pour that right in. There's no liner. You don't need to have liners. We're going to show you in a minute how this polymer is actually designed so that you can easily clean it out. The way it will work on the select step, or if your multi-purpose ladder is prepared with any air deck or air deck ports, these brads on the back side of the fuel tank will plug right into these small windows on the air deck. So once you have the air deck in place, the fuel tank will plug right into these small windows. When you plug the fuel tank in place, it is recommended that you'll always put these brads on the back side so it will create a forced hold, and that way these brads won't ever come together and have your paint tumble to the floor. We'll show you how that works. Your fuel tank has also been provided with these bars, and these bars are designed in a way that it will work on a number of different Little Giant ladders. We'll show you how that works. We'll take the air deck off. If you wanted to put the fuel tank right into your ladder that has the air deck ports, you'll simply use these on the back side. For this ladder, we'll actually flip it around and do the wide side here so it's actually being pushed out to the right and the left. And you'll also notice that it makes a difference on the angle of these bars. If I flipped it around, you'll see in a second that that will actually be a different angle, hugging it even a little bit tighter. So on the select step, I need to go wide this way and also having these turned out instead of having them turned in. We'll do that on both the left and the right. You'll also notice that they are labeled A and B. So just follow the instructions that are provided inside that accessory kit. And then we'll add these small brads here. That will keep those forks from being splayed in, and then again your fuel tank and your paint tumbling to the floor. So with that in there, it's designed to hold the weight. We'll plug that into these air deck ports, and that will fashion your fuel tank onto your select step. If your Little Giant ladder doesn't have a top cap to accept an air deck or the air deck ports on a number of our multi-purpose ladders, you'll take these bars and simply fashion them so that they're pointed in. And notice that on this particular ladder that I'm going to put this fuel tank on, because it has the wide rungs, I'll need to push this so that they're angled out, but yet they're flipped to be inside to clear the difference between this left and right rail. Once you have these bars in place, again, we'll always recommend that you take these stops, plug them right here. So again, those brads will stay pushed separate or spread apart, and that will keep your paint or your tools inside your fuel tank secure and up where they should be. So the way this is fashioned now, the fuel tank can fit right inside, right over the rung, and now obviously I'm climbing up the opposite side and my fuel tank with 1 gallon of paint or soapy water could be right up here where I'll need it. You'll also find inside that plastic bag that held your accessories for the fuel tank, inside that bag you have what's called a roller caddy so that you can hang your roller, or even there's a magnet to hang your trim brush so it's up and out of your paint. Your fuel tank is also made out of a non-stick polymer so that most latex paint you'll be able to just peel out. There's no liner, you don't need to coat this with anything. But once I'm done painting for the day, what I do is I turn this upside down out in my garage and I let it dry overnight on a piece of newspaper. And then the next day, after 24 hours, don't let it sit any longer than that. But after some time, I'll be able to take that latex paint and just peel it out so it comes out nice and clean, and it makes that cleanup a breeze. And now your fuel tank is nice and clean and ready to go to the next job. And of course, a few quick reminders: always choose the right ladder for the job, set it up correctly, maintain 3 points of contact when you're climbing up or down any ladder. This is the fuel tank by Little Giant Ladder Systems.